So we're going to
Okay, sounds
start.
good.
So our first question is going to be, what is your name and your preferred personal pronouns?
My name is Bill McCarthy. Personal pronoun, of course, is he. Yes.
All right. And then next question is, what is the Long Island Gay Men's Chorus all about?
The Long Gay Men's Chorus gives back to the community by providing entertainment. There had been another chorus, a Long Island Pride. The Long Island Gay Men's Chorus was founded in 2008. I think it was meant to be, the New York City Gay Men's Chorus is a great iconic thing, and I think they wanted to see at the time if Long Island could do something like that. A lot of men were interested. Some of them had been in the city chorus. So they organized it, and it started out small and got strong really fast. And they played theaters and whatnot in the beginning. As time went on, the members kind of came and went, but we've still evolved, which I think is great. And we're currently in our 12th season. And we do 2 shows a year. We do a Pride show, which unfortunately is suspended this year of everything going on. And then we do a holiday show in December. And we do 2 or 3 venues. And then we also do fundraisers and whatnot. And we're also available to perform at functions. We always perform at the Long Island Gay Lesbian, for example. We even performed at the library, Middle Country Library in Center Reach not long ago in February. It was our last performance. We did like 7 songs, and the library crowd loved us. So, and we try to, there's always the themes, of course. We never forget our themes, of course, of pride and partnership and just, all the things we should have. It's always there. So it's a very nice group of guys, aging from, their youngest members 23 years so, and going all the way up to people in their mid 70s. So,
what a great variety of people! What a big range. So you mentioned Pride, and
yeah, it's great.
A lot about Pride today because it is Pride Month. What does Pride mean to you?
Pride Month. You have to remember it's Pride Month, right?
Yes. What does Pride mean to you, and what's your favorite memory of Pride?
I've been around a while, so I came out kind of late, mid-20s, I guess, and I was, I don't know when I was growing up that I really understood Pride because there really weren't a lot of centers and hotlines and things like that to go to. I didn't know about Stonewall in my teens and such. So it was interesting to kind of learn about all that a little later. And as I was doing my coming out journey, it really, the pinnacle of it was getting involved in my first Long Island Pride Parade. It was just such a thrill. I went to one once, and I knew the following year I had to be in it. I got involved with the Gay and Lesbian Switchboard of Long Island at the time, and it was a real moment. It was a real moment to be part of Pride, part of that parade, and understanding what it means. And I had befriended some people who were part of Party One, where there were a lot of protesters and a lot of people on the streets of Huntington protesting that was even happening, which just seems so crazy now to think of that. But I think the younger people coming up and coming out now need to remember that, because we still, as we know, we still see a lot of prejudices, against, all different, races and still of people being gay in certain areas. So that was definitely a moment to walk the streets and wave and see the enthusiasm. So that was my, definitely coming out moment for Pride. But my favorite moment for Pride was, I could never really explain to my parents, about my coming out journey and things like that. It was always a little difficult because it's all about the media, right? And, in the 90s and 80s and stuff, they would show films of a parade, and they would show the women on the motorcycles, and they would show the drag queens, which are fine, but they never really showed anybody that just looked like everyone else for that day. And because of that, they just didn't understand it. So I try to get them to come to parades. And then one year I was honored as Grand Marshal in 2011, and they came. And I was riding on a car, and I turned the corner, and there's my father jumping up and down, cheering for me. So, that was just amazing. Something I thought I would never see. And, it just, I still get butterflies just talking about
Oh, yeah, that's such a beautiful story. Thank you for
it.
sharing.
Acceptance, right? Yes.
That's so beautiful. So we are a mental health organization.
If I ramble, just let me know.
No, go ahead. Please go ahead. We have until 3, so we're good.
Okay.
You're doing great.
All right.
So we are a mental health organization, and I think you bring up a very important point that people are still struggling, even as far as Pride has come since Stonewall and since the movements that happened before Stonewall. There is still a lot of work that we have yet to do, and for some of us, taking care of ourselves in light of that can be kind of hard. Do you have any tips for the people watching this on how to practice some self-care right now?
Self-care,
Yes.
meaning
Taking care of your mental health in light of the things that you might be facing in the world. How do you keep yourself healthy in light of that?
well, I think specifically for men and women who might still be on a coming out journey, or people who are out and still trying to feel their way. One thing that's changed a lot, back then you could go to, or not even that long ago, and they're in a city still, but we had like 9 bars in Long Island. Now it's down to 2, and no bars for women. And while that's, I think, happened because a lot of clubs have kind of disbanded, like the Gay and Lesbian Switchboard Long Island, because I think it was just sort of seen that now people could be open to their families or friends they grew up with, or their cousin, or there's people to talk to, there's people to socialize with that won't judge you in that way. But that doesn't mean it works out that way for everyone. And thank God we still have, if you're on the young side, we still have Pride for Youth, we still have the center, we still have places where they can go and and I know those 2 organizations also have the 20-something type groups, which is so important. But I think that have the self-care really just find that person to talk to. I think sometimes men and women who are experiencing mental health challenges, especially when it comes to just being who they are, think that the best friend they've had all their life, or somebody, their coworker that they like a lot, might not understand. And I think they're more likely to understand now than maybe they did 10 years ago, because these days everybody knows somebody who is gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender. Everyone knows somebody. So or they've met someone, or they've worked with someone, or I think that definitely helps. So I think you have to take a chance on the people you care about, because they love you and they will listen. That's why I love National Coming Out Day. Every year I put in my post, stop and listen. Somebody may be trying to tell you something. I put the same post up every year, because that's what I think National Coming Out Day is, that awareness, that not just the strength to come out, but that for everyone else, look for those clues, look for that body language. Somebody might be looking to tell you who they are.
Yeah, that's a really wonderful point, and that's something that I think for us as an organization, we talk about all the time in a different way, but we talk all the time about looking beyond what we see directly and remembering that we don't know anybody's whole story. So to be ready to listen and to remember that, yes, we have come a far way, a long way from, again, like we were saying before, but there are still people that are struggling, and it is important that we still have resources. So to anybody watching, please check the description box below, because we are going to be putting a bunch of resources down there of things that are still accessible. And one of the incredible things that's accessible to people, I think, is you guys, groups like you guys, where people can be amongst people that might understand what they're facing, but also they can have fun and be a part of something so incredible. So that being said, do you guys allow people to sign up? Is there a link that people can sign up at, or?
What's so fantastic is that we don't require a formal audition. Anybody who wants to sing, anybody who wants to try singing, can just come to our first rehearsal and join us. And our musical director, she's a wonderful lady. She will she'll work with people. She will. You know, it's really the commitment's it's every Wednesday night. It's not a huge commitment. It's you know, Western Mid Suffolk County. And we enjoys doing that. It's a great way to give back, like I said, and still have fun. And the camaraderie, I think, and the one thing I want to say is that I'm in the chorus 5 years now. Um, the camaraderie, I think, is better than it's ever been. We all really like each other. We're not all around each other all the time. And it's funny because, you know, ever since COVID, we've been in Zooms like this doing rehearsals, and it's been fun. You know, we get these to see each other's homes and whatnot. We have a great camaraderie. You know, usually we'll go to. It's not just go to rehearsal and then we jump in our cars and leave. Some of us, whoever can go to a local diner, so we get to chat a little bit, because when you're in chorus, you are kind of working, you're learning the music, and our musical director Jeanette is working with Chit Chat. But I have to say, this group is really, you know, it's good, but we're very hard in August. You'll see it soon, July and August. We put up flyers and Facebook notes about joining us, and we don't want people to be afraid. I mean, I thought, you know, I mean, I've taken it seriously. I've taken voice lessons. I've seen myself improve. But a lot of people sing well. A lot of people naturally sing well. But even if you don't think you sing that well, let our musical director decide, because sometimes it can be drawn out. I think I'm living proof of that. So nobody should be afraid. And it's like I said, a very nice group of gentlemen. That will definitely, we're friendly with each other, but we're not elitists or anything like that. Always welcoming new people. We had 3 people join the last fall. Chris, Steven, and Kyle, and they're terrific guys, and they've stayed with us now into the 2nd season, and now it feels like they've always been there. So it's a good thing. Very welcoming.
That's so great. So if you are somebody that is interested in taking part in this, then you heard it here first, guys, or I guess not first, but you heard it here, that it's not even an audition, but be prepared to work and be prepared to hopefully grow as an artist and hopefully grow as a person.